Hi guys, this is Carmen Chen again. And first of all, I want to share something that made me very exciting is I got a new chair. Ta-da! It's really cool, right? And I have my name on it. Wait a minute, I show you. Did you see Carmen here? So, but actually this is a sample, so I can say that it's a gift from factory or customer, whatever, can say like that, but I'm super happy with my chair. And anyway, back to the topic. This time, today I'm going to talk about like the electricity problem in China. Because recently I received many calls from my factories that they talking about they have to delay the production because now the government have the new rules to limit the electricity. So some of the city, that, especially the industrial electricity, most of the factory, they can only have the electricity like 3 days per week. And then that will cost the production days longer, and then the production will get delayed. Or meanwhile, probably our government is thinking about to higher the cost of the electricity, because for the electricity, 20 years, the electricity in China is never changed. It's still very cheap. So now probably the government are thinking about to do something to change the price of the electricity. So that might also cause the increase of the products now. So as everybody know, if the economy situation is getting raising, so the electricity, the using of the electricity also getting higher. The more money you earn, the more electricity you need to use. But in this situation now, actually, because China is one of the first country that go out of the COVID situation now, basically you can see people have the normal life, the production line also getting back to normal. Also, everybody's life is getting normal. Of course, here and there we need to do COVID tests, we need to do we need to wear masks for the public places, but basically everything is like back to normal. Many of the countries, the production, the products also based on China, the big factory here in China to produce the goods. So in this timing, many people were wondering why China tried to limit the industrial electricity use. Is it because if it's lack of the electricity in China, or what is the deep reason? So now with all the readings, and then I also interviewed some friends who work in the electricity department in China, and I try to get all the information together to try to check out why China have the limited for the electricity. So first of all, now mainly in China, the electricity is from the coal mine. 85% of the electricity is from the coal mine. Probably now you're asking, now we all the time using the new, for the new energy, for the electricity, the wind, the water, the solar. But as we know that the wind and the solar is quite unstable. It's not as stable as the coal mine. Also the water is very limited for the season. If you have the season like the summertime, have a lot of water, you can have more electricity. And when in the winter time, when it's like dry season, the electricity also like getting less, so it's not stable. And many of the like industrial electricity, if the electricity is not stable, it's kind of like the energy waste as well. So with all this limitation of the new energy for the electricity, we still mainly relied on the coal mine. So we talk about the coal mine. I don't know if you know, in China, we have a target, like until 2030, we will reach the peak of the carbon oxygen for the peak on 2050. Like what China produced the carbon oxygen and what we use the carbon oxygen will keep in a balance to protect the environment, to reduce the air pollution, all these kind of things. So we have a target for 2050. We wanted to carbon oxygen level in balance. But as now the production lines working with the carbon oxygen we produce every day, it will be very, very tough for us to reach the peak time for the carbon oxygen on 2030. So for 2050 to have a carbon oxygen balance is very, very difficult. It's like far away. So for this point, the Chinese government thinking about, okay, need to do something to reduce the carbon oxygen production. In China, with the situation with the coal mine is another interesting thing, because for the coal mine, we have is for the coal mine is by the marketplace. It's go with the market. So different company they can be the boss of the coal mine to develop the coal mine. And in China, can be big company, small company, and then few years ago, the government closed some small coal mine company because they to dig out the coal mine, you need a lot of energy, and then if you have you are a small size company to do the to develop the coal mine is quite need to use a lot of energy. And then the energy they use, and then the coal mine they got, the energy they use more than the coal mine they got. So this is not effective for this production. So the government decided to close some small coal mine company, and that because of that, remember that the coal mine is according to the market. So when the small coal mine company close, so only those few big companies, they are holding the coal mine by themselves. And this is according to the market. So the government cannot control the price of the coal mine. So those big companies, they just, I cannot say so bad about the companies, but businessmen, so they just, maybe they have a meeting, have a coffee, and then they decided, okay, let's raise the cost of the coal mine. Let's make it maybe $1 more, $2 more. They just decided to raise the price. So the coal mine price is raising up year by year. But the interesting thing is the electricity price is controlled by government. So the government are not allowed anyone to raise the electricity price. So, and this is out of a good thinking to support the industrial, to support the factories, to support the companies in the world that who need the electricity, to keep it cheap so the company can grow and the economy can grow. But during this supply chain, the problem is the coal mine is according to the marketing, and they decided to raise the price. But now actually everything in China is raising. The labor costs, the meat, the veggies, the milk, the traffic, the clothes, everything, the money, the price is increasing like quite a lot, even after COVID time. So for the coal mine is by the market price, so it's raising a lot. And the electricity, because it's controlled by the government, and the government is not allowed to increase the electricity price. So then there will be a problem that in the middle with the production of to change the coal mine to electricity, the people, they don't want to do it because there is no profit and they are losing the money because they bought the coal mine in very high price, and then when they changed the coal mine to produce the electricity, the government said, no, the electricity price you cannot increase. So what will be the result? Like this supplier chain in the middle somehow is broken because the people, they also need to survive. They also want to earn money. And because of the electricity price in China, 20 years didn't change anything, and then that caused also the problem for the people who doesn't want to produce more electricity. It doesn't mean that we running out of resources. It's because the marketing and the government control on this supplier trend is not fixed together, and there is the problems. And so I think my personal opinion, in the future, the electricity cost in China will rise. And with the electricity price in China raise, for sure the production line, the go to the product itself, it will be also higher. So this is it will be happen. And then another reason of the government limited the electricity also because, as everybody know, that in the other country like American and Europe or the other country out of China, now the COVID situation after vaccinated and everything, like the people are more getting used to how to handle the situation. And many countries, they will start their production line again. So during the COVID time before, most of the countries outside China stop producing things, and people locked down at home, cannot do anything, and many of the products is related or made in China products. And now, as 2 years gone by, and many of the companies already have the workers back to work, stop the lockdown, they know how to handle the situation, and then the production line slowly started. But in China, probably many factories, they still didn't realize because they get used to these 2 years, they have mass production. For example, the mask. There are so many extra machine to produce the mask now is wasted in the factory because nobody need it. Is to overproduce, is overload with the goods. And then the Chinese government trying to prevent the situation that too much waste of the material or the machine during the COVID time. For example, like with one of my manufacturer, they produce the chairs, the furnitures. They produce the furnitures, and during the COVID time, they get much more orders for export to Australia and then to American. They get much more orders than before. So they decided to buy the new machine and then to hire more people to handle the increase of the orders. But nowadays, this year, at the end of this year, they start to realize the orders is much less than before. And then now they have to fire the workers, and then they also need to deal with the new machine they bought because they don't need it anymore. And then the extra products they produce also, they didn't find the buyers to buy it. And this is one of the things for the waste of resources in China. And this is one of the things that the government try to prevent these things happen. But by saying this to the factories, not all the factories, they can realize this situation because, in China, mainly the manufacturers, they are focused on production, and then they didn't think about further things. So in this moment, how the government trying to prevent the situation, probably just to stop the electricity, to make the production slower. So it's just for randomly for all the factories, and they trying to think about to slow down the production. Like, okay, calm down. Let's see if you will get new order. If no, then don't produce extra. Then it will be a waste of resources in the future. This is another reason. And then I figure also there is another interesting reason because of now with the competition is quite strong in China. Okay, as I said that before, everything in China, the price is raising. So the cost of the production of the product itself, for example, a factory produce phone case. Before it probably like 1 cent, but now the cost is 2 cents. But what they sell is 3 cents. But the cost is already higher than before. So it means the profit they can get is very little. But they cannot sell 5 cents because the customer, they will say, before you sell 4 cents, now you want to increase for 5 cents, I will ask the other factory. And then they ask us, and somehow, because of the competition is very strong, there is a factory always have a cheaper price. As guys, you already know, there is always cheaper. There is no cheapest, but always a cheaper. So probably another factory, they just want to get the new customer, so they give a cheaper price. Okay, I keep 4 cents. Even I only have 1 cent for profit, but it's okay. Then it come up with the problem that the government also realized, because the production is actually use a lot of electricity or a lot of energies. And then this kind of manufacturing that costs a lot of energy to produce very low value products, very low profit products, is how to say, like we say, it's not worthy for the resources to sacrifice such a big energy to have very low value of the goods. So this year, as I know, also many this kind of high resources wasting, like they need to use a lot of energy, and then the product is very low. This kind of factory, they've been limited the electricity also, or be closed. As I know, many of the supplier from me, they produce the boxes, the carton box, very cheap. Also, this kind of products is very cheap, but they need to use a lot of electricity, a lot of material, and costs also higher pollution for the air. Plastic stuff is also more pollution, and then what they sell, what the profit and what the value can get is very low. So this kind of manufacturing, the government, as I know, they are also trying to limit them, or maybe to close them. So now in China, it will be also very, very dangerous for the factory like they produce this phone case and the carton box, this kind of manufacturing, the small one, it will be easily to get shut down. And also, one more thing was related to the electricity is the news on September 24th. It's about the Bitcoins. The Chinese government finally have the official document to say that the Bitcoins, no matter anyone who to produce or trading or using Bitcoins in China, is illegal. And then I dig it up to figure out the news about 65% of the Bitcoin mining, it was in China, like a north part and northwest location, like 65% of the mining machine in China. And this machine, I think guys, the Bitcoin machine, the mining machine, they use a lot of electricity, and that is a lot of energy to use for the Bitcoins. So, and that is one of the reasons also the government taking the movement for the electricity problems. Meanwhile, also the steels. I think few months ago, I have customer ask me to source the steels, but I did dig it out to happen, especially also the problems between China and Australia with the steel business is quite tough. And now Chinese government hired the export taxes for the steel, because what happened also related on the high energy cost and then low profit products in China. The steel normally we import those raw material for the steel. Raw material we're importing from the other country, for example, Australia or Europe, and then we make the production to the steel in China. The production in steel of the steel in China with the raw material from the other country. We bought it in, we import the raw material, and we produce the steel. And with the production, and this part we produce in China is the highest pollution and the highest energy burning, energy using process in China. And after all, we export this steel to the European or the American or Australian. For them, they do the improvement for the steel material and make it like a stainless steel with the parts and everything, like make it more, like turn it to be a higher value product, and then to export to China back. So what we bought, the higher value products from the other country, and we sell the cheap products, and we keep the pollution and the energy burn in China. And this is what also one of the reasons our government is trying to change the situation, to change this cheap made in China product situation. And that's why that the government also decided to limit this steel export and raise the taxes. Yeah, this is basically today. I would like to talk about the electricity limited in China, and that is what happened now. And also, this week will be the tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. No, 15th. So on 15th we'll have the Canton Fair. So this year, after 2 years the COVID period time, now the Canton Fair will start again. So I will go to Canton Fair for the Phase 1 and 2 and 3. And then I probably will share more video with you in Canton Fair. And if any of you have any products you need me to help you to find out or to source during the Canton Fair, please let me know. And then we can talk about like how I can help you to find the products. And if you want me to go more follow up for OEM or ODM products, any information, just let me know. Okay, hope you enjoyed today's topic, and I hope you enjoy a nice day. I see you in Canton Fair. Bye.